if you feel like nothing's happening, follow your joy. Following your joy is going to be the best way that we can manifest the life of our dreams and the things that we want. And it's going to help us bring it into the present right now rather than constantly thinking that it needs to be filled up in the future sometime, or that we're like always working towards, always becoming, always like ing of something. Like being present is a really rich thing to be. Being presence is the richest that you can be, and so many of us forget so easily that we can be present in our everyday lives, and that's going to bring us the abundance that we are always kind of like low-key after. And honestly, I think one of the best practices is to forget the goals. And not in a way that's like, I don't want that anymore, but in a way that's like, I don't need that to make me happy right now. It's accepting exactly where you are right now and feeling okay with that. But here's how you can follow the joy in your everyday. So I noticed I was feeling kind of like I was talking yesterday, void. I was feeling this void. Almost like I'm waiting. And I really don't enjoy that feeling, like who does? But I was also coming up against it with the sole belief that I didn't need the things that I'm wishing for to be happy. So it was really contradicting this new belief that I really want to anchor in and integrate with the old belief of like, I do need X, Y, and Z to be happy, and I do want to work towards my goals and like get them. Like, I can do anything I want, right? I'm a powerful manifesting like witch. I don't know. So these two are at play right now. And the new belief of like, I don't need it whenever you come into the feeling of like, is something wrong? Am I not doing enough? Am I not doing it correctly? Am I like all these things that can kind of shut you down? I think I used to avoid the shutdown because I never knew how to get out of it. And so it started feeling really scary to go there. And I was basically just bypassing every time that I felt down or low of just like, oh, it'll pass, it'll pass, it'll pass. And like it would, but I really wasn't going to the depth of what the feeling was actually trying to tell me. So nothing was ever changing. And that's why those big, heavy feelings would keep coming back pretty cyclically. And so now I have learned and seen like as above, so below. You can only go as high as you are rooted deep. And to root deep, you have to go to the bottom of your feelings. But when you do that, you also get to feel that much more love and light and expansion and joy. So when you are in the depth, I think I used to crave someone to share it with. And I really never would. I really had a hard time expressing whenever I was feeling negative emotions to even my closest friends that would accept me anyway. It was my own shame and inacceptance. And then, whenever I got better about doing that and kind of letting my guard down and opening up to people, the pendulum kind of swung in the other direction where I feel like I would share and I wouldn't specifically get any negative feedback, but and like honestly, I would get really supportive people supporting me, but I would feel this vulnerability hangover the next day or just wish I never said anything, would really want to rewrite that like I feel really good and everything's hunky-dory. Like I just felt like I wish I hadn't shared, even if I had really good responses. But now I know that whenever I'm feeling that way, it's actually a conversation just between me and Source and me and the universe. And so whenever you are it's almost like I don't like the negative feelings. I don't like feeling um, hopeless or like literally the opposite of what I normally feel like I go into every day. It's quite uncomfortable still. But I am starting to clock that whenever that does happen, something new is going to emerge. It's kind of just a matter of finally facing that feeling and seeing what it's trying to show me. And sometimes it's not even trying to show me anything specifically about myself. Sometimes it's trying to show me something that I really need to get into, like some sort of spiritual practice that I've maybe been interested before in the past, but need to like kind of commit to further on this everyday journey. So that's been kind of an interesting new one that I've noticed is like sometimes it's not that I have to work out this like deep ingrained feeling and like untangle it and feel great after. It's like, hey, you really tend to lean this way and lean that way and like feel this stretch whenever these things happen in your system. But if you started this specific type of spiritual practice, like that might help regulate those big emotions for you on the day to day. And that would like just help you overall in your journey. Like sometimes it's just that, you know, it doesn't have to be always this deep untangling. And sometimes it can, and that can be helpful. But again, that's why it's become less and less scary for me because I feel like I actually face the feeling sort of head on, and it does look a lot of crying or laying in bed or like getting to a really dark space. That's the thing is I genuinely do go into a really dark space and I just want to sit and think and like really ask the question like what why is this coming up? I don't ever feel this way. Why do I feel this way? You know, and normalizing that everyone, no matter how successful they are or feel, is going to feel these things at some time. And like the difference is how they move through it. And honestly, the difference in the new timeline that you're calling in this big transition that you're calling in, is how you respond to things like this. My cat is saying hi. But so going there and really asking, what is this trying to reveal? What am I supposed to know? It can also be helpful for me. This might sound a little silly, but you're on YouTube currently, so it might not sound that silly to you, but I really do feel like YouTube, there's certain videos that just come up and like I feel speak to me in a very specific way, especially in lower moments like that. And so I'll literally just scroll like my home feed, and if something speaks to me, I'm like, okay, like let's watch this. And sometimes it really will be a very powerful message. And so I don't know, that's just something I do in the dark sometimes. But okay, we've gone down to the lowest, to the point. What are you, what's that void feeling? But we don't want to stay there all day, even if we kind of feel like staying there all day. I think it's fine. I think your body knows when it's like, okay, information downloaded, let's move on, you know? And I think the problem with how scary it felt before is not really understanding or knowing or feeling or honoring when I needed to move on from these feelings. And so whenever whenever you get deep, you go to the bottom, you reveal the answer, and you have that intuitive hit that, okay, it's time to move your energy. We can't sit here all day. Like, you know, come on. This is when the joy portion of this comes in. And sometimes it really does take deleting the stats, forgetting about your goals. Like, you have to understand that you are the source of all your energy and power first. And it can be really hard to rewire that belief after being someone who just really went after achieving things for so long. So I think a really helpful thing to like sort of move that weird energy, sort of remember that you hold the power to the joy, not this feeling, not this whatever, not the achievement, all these things. You hold the power to the joy. Just go what I did. I just went and wrote a list of all the like little things I wanted to do that day that felt joyful to me. And some of them were things I do a lot, some of them were things I never do. And I just went and did them. Like, even though I didn't feel like it at first, I was like, okay, I just have to do this. Like, I just have to start gardening. And I love gardening so much, but sometimes when you're using it as like a mood lifter, you sort of have to convince yourself to do it. So I've convinced myself to do it. And then, yeah, in the process, I'm starting to feel, oh, this feels really good. I watch a lot of Top Chef and I'm really inspired by cooking. And cooking used to feel really, really difficult until I rewired the belief that it was difficult and like to like that it's not difficult and it's actually quite easy and fun. But one thing on Top Chef that I just love is that they have the grocery shopping scene. I mean, I don't really like that it's timed and it seems really stressful, but for me, I normally do grocery delivery because anything that saves time is a check in my book, but that means that I don't go to the grocery store to respond to ingredients all that often. So I went to the grocery store, which is just different for me, but it is really fun to just go through and actually like try to think of a dish or think of something you want or are craving that you've missed because you've just had like all the same meals on delivery order, which that might be kind of unique to me, but I just don't eat a lot of different things right now. Cooking has been made easy for me, but easy in the sense that for now I just cook kind of the same things over and over. Um, so just the act of going to the grocery store and doing all that was kind of fun. And I was just doing little things like that throughout my day. These all seem really simple. That I was following my joy. And after a little bit, I realized that I wasn't in that weird mood anymore. And I just felt like I truly had moved past it in a way that actually felt really good for my body and didn't ignore what I was feeling, but honored what I was feeling and then like actually moved through it in like a reasonable time. Like, not that I was unreasonable before, I did what I needed to do energy, but like it just felt a lot better than staying dark all day. You know what I mean? And it was able to help me see that, yeah, even without X, Y, and Z accomplishments or like all the things that I share and believe in and teach, that it really is true. You create your own energy. You move throughout your day. If you focus on your day, like so much can blow up. And another thing that was coming through was that the energy of taking care of what you have first. So if you're asking for more and you're not taking care of what you have, I feel like the universe doesn't really understand why you're asking for more. Like, I mean, if you think about it in a job, um, like if your boss saw that you never got your projects in, I've never been in a corporate job, so I don't really know how it works, but I assume, well, I've been like you know, working at Starbucks before, so uh, if, well, okay, literal example, I worked nights, which was a lot slower in the coffee world, and the few shifts that I would work in the morning, I really just wanted to be making the coffee because I didn't like talking to people all that much at the time. And I wasn't fast enough. I wasn't fast enough to be on, you know, the coffee bar because we had a crazy drive through, and they just thought I was crazy for asking, even though at night I could handle it perfectly because it was just slower, and that's fine. Um, but yeah, my boss would have never been like in that moment, if I was like, oh yeah, I could like be a shift lead or whatever, they would probably be like, no, you can't even handle this one task yet. Maybe not, you know? So if you are asking, you know, for a new job, the new house, the dream relationship, the dream friendships, but you're not even caring for what you currently have, or even if you have the dream house, you have the dream relationship, whatever, but there still needs to be a lot of maintaining around those things, or a job, even, sorry, my cat likes to move my camera. Even if you have a job that you don't want, but you want a new job with a lot more responsibility and a lot more activity, but you're really haphazardly doing your current job and not offering the value that you could be, and not maintaining the current house that you have because you just want a new house, or not maintaining like the body that you have and the energy that you have within your body, and you want all this more energy to do stuff. Take care of what you have first. And I truly can see that pattern in my past manifestations, and I can see even now where I lack it in my current desires of just those exact things, like just realizing as soon as you hear that and think about it, it's like, oh yeah, I am really avoiding those tasks. I am really putting some stuff on the back burner because I'm so focused on the future and what I could have and what could be out there. And almost getting a little bit lost in dreamland, which could also be a Pisces shadow, but I feel like it could probably happen to a lot of people. But take care of what you have first, and I feel like that will honestly also be a part of that joy energy of like, it'll make you feel really good to take care of what you have, and might even shift your energy into recognizing that you don't need to pedestalize the thing you think that you want, because maybe with just a little backyard polish or a little intention in romance or friendship, like friendship intentions and stuff like that, you could be finding the connection that you want. You could be finding you really quite enjoy the house that you, or like find things to enjoy about it, and take care of it. It basically is the consensus, even if it's, sorry, my cat keeps knocking this over. Even if it's not exactly what you want right now, take care of what you've already been given to signal that you can take care of more or have something different or shift things, because I'm willing to bet that whatever it is that you want next, it will be more responsibility. It will, in a good way. Like, it's okay for things. Honestly, when you take responsibility for your energy, when you take responsibility for your life, lots of stuff can start to unfold because you realize that it's all in your hands. And also just recognizing that it's still okay if you're on this journey, if you're feeling really excited and you still wake up some days and feel like crap and feel like everything's falling apart, feel like, who am I to be doing this, what am I doing? That's so normal. My cat is using my tripod as like a scratchy pad, which is why I keep moving. But I also have a video, I believe, on the responsibility of your energy and not outsourcing your energy, and when, like, how energy is the thing that creates all the other stuff underneath, is all your business, is all your creative passions, is like energy is the pulse of it all. And there's so many times that we outsource our energy and outsource the responsibility of getting our energy, and truly no one's really coming to save you, and you have to take responsibility for it. But when you do, so much more energy comes back to you, and you can call it back to center, and it can leave the places that you've been keeping it in. And I feel like it all kind of ties into choosing joy. Whenever you know you're kind of done with that dark night of the soul lesson, is just shaking up the energy, recognizing that you're responsible for creating your energy for the day, even if you do feel like you're in a weird mood, and taking that responsibility and taking those actions to find the joy in the little moments, you know? But if you want to watch that video in its entirety, I will link it here. And also, you can get the 21-day self-paced, self-trust series. It's called the Kitchen Sink series. It'll be linked below. And otherwise, please like and comment if you resonate. And that just really helps the algorithm. But I also would love to just hear from you all in the comments. I love hearing from you guys and your insights. Let me know how this is landing for you. And subscribe if you want to see more. I'm Felicia. I feel like I haven't said that in, like, I don't know, 20, 25, 26 of these daily videos. I'm Felicia. Welcome to my page, and yeah, we're doing daily videos for the whole month of May, so stay tuned for that, and I will catch you all tomorrow. Bye, guys.